What's up everybody, Steve here. I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about buyer remorse and what's going on. I hate to laugh about it, but I think a lot of people really got emotionally tied to buying a piece of real estate. And if you guys are in this situation, I do have some tips for you guys as well. If you guys bought a property during the pandemic and now you're thinking, man, I overpaid for the property, or it's a lot of work, unanticipated expenses and so forth, I have some tips for you guys. So especially if you know somebody that's in this situation, please pass this video along as well. But I want to talk about, this actually came from Morning Brew. It's a free newsletter if you guys have never heard of it, but basically it talks about almost 1/3 of buyers surveyed recently said they paid over asking price, with buyers paying a median of $65,000 over the list price. And you know, if you've been part of this channel for a while, you know I've been talking about just like, this is getting out of hand. It's not natural, it's not normal, and I think that people are going to have regrets. And obviously we are starting to see it, unfortunately. But there are some solutions for you guys. Remorseful buyers are vocal on Reddit forums. And one person said that she bid $30,000 over the asking price and won. But she says now she has regret the decisions daily. So every day this person is literally, you know, probably communicating with their spouse or whatever the case is, and just like, upset. And I said that in another video, that people are going to despise housing. And I think I had one comment, somebody was basically like, you're an idiot for saying that. And I was like, people are going to despise housing, and then they're going to despise it even more, not just overpaying and the maintenance and this and that, but if they get into a situation where they have unemployment, people are going to be giving away their houses. They're going to despise housing even more, in the sense of, just get me out of the mess that I got into because I took on so much debt and so forth. Another person paid $50,000 over asking and can't stop looking at housing websites and comparing every little thing side by side just to justify his decision. And he says, now I feel like a complete idiot. Now, look, if you guys are in this situation, whatever you do, the asset that you really have besides the house, in most cases, for most people, they locked into a seriously incredible interest rate, 15-year fixed, hopefully, or 30-year fixed, hopefully, not an adjustable, but a fixed, fully amortized loan. And if you guys are under, 4%, that is and I know some of you guys are like 2.5%, maybe even less. That is interest rates that I doubt we'll ever see in our lifetime again. And that's an asset in itself. Now, when you're taking on debt, it's still a liability if you guys are living in the property that you bought, right? So if you guys are in a situation where you're like, man, I bought a property I've overpaid $60,000 and I paid, $450,000 for this property. And now you're starting to compare it with other properties and you're like, man, I'm into this thing for $450, and neighbor down the street just sold his for $430. It was comparable. Another neighbor sold theirs for $440. Another one is on the market for $425. And now you're like, oh my God, I made a stupid decision. If you guys are good with your monthly payment and you're good with the house, who cares what it's worth? So if you're in it for the long term, it does not matter what that property is worth. You have a heck of an interest rate and a heck of a payment for that property, so you're in great shape. Even though you might have some issues coming up and start stacking money or create a side hustle and put some money away on the sidelines to fix the maintenance issues with the property, you guys, that's a property that you probably want to hold on to long term. Even if you guys have to get out of that property for some reason, you guys might want to run comparables for what it's going to rent out, because that could be a good cash flowing asset for you. And you can calculate management in there as well, so you don't have to deal with the property at all. You just have basically a management company doing the direct deposit into your bank account. every month for the rent that comes in. So the point I'm making is there are stop looking at the value of the property, because that's just going to put you into a mentally bad situation. Now, if you guys have issues with the property, and that unforeseen, there's a lot of work that you got to put into it. Here are my tips. For one thing, allocate money to the things that you need to do the property. Cosmetic stuff, you can deal with it. As long as it's a clean house or whatever the case is, don't be in such a rush to be run out of money because you wanted to remodel your kitchen. Now, again, you want to concentrate on the main components of the house: the roof, HVAC or furnace, major plumbing, and major electrical. Those are the main things that you want to concentrate on to make sure that your house is good for the long term. The cosmetic stuff, that can come over time. So if you guys are in a situation where you're having a lot of issues and you do not have the funds, I have other videos on this channel as well talking about house hacking. Is there any other way that you guys can create income from the house that you guys are living in, whether it's renting a bedroom out? If you got some extra land, can you rent out some dry storage outside, and then take that money, stack it away, and then you can start building up an account to go ahead and pay for certain repairs. There's other things that you guys can do as well in terms of creating a side hustle, as I mentioned, to just stack money away so you guys can pay for these repairs as well. But bottom line, don't get all bent out of shape based on the property that you look. Let me rephrase. Let's say I own a property that's $1 million and now it's worth $500,000. I don't care as long as that property's cash flowing. That does not bother me. I tell people that if the property goes to zero, it's worthless. As long as that thing is cash flowing, I'm in good shape. I don't care. So if you got overextended, if you have to move out of the property, whatever the case is, look at hire a real estate agent, or just get on, Zillow and look around for rental comps, see what they're going for. And it might make sense for you guys to rent it out and turn the whole situation around into your favor. And if you guys start thinking like that, start thinking on the investor side of things, this will be a lot less painful in terms of where you paid for a property. Again, you guys are probably locked into some of the best interest rates that you're ever going to see in your entire lifetime. So that in itself is an asset. Anyway, thanks for being here. I'll see you guys on the next video, and take care.